it is, baby. Kiss. Shout out to SHEABABYTV, the hottest shit on the internet. Giving flowers, showing love, no hate, no sucky shit.
Yeah. Dirty.
SHEABABY.
Welcome to the VIP section.
SHEABABY, y'all. 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 SHEABABY, y'all.
The vibes. Make sure you go like and subscribe to the channel if you like what's going on, if you like all the hip-hop and the sports news, and you like everything that SHEABABY's bringing to the table. Make sure you like and subscribe. You already know the vibes. Yes, sir. You know what it is. We are here. Everything is up. You see the new setup? We got the dog pound set up. The dog pound chat section. Get in the chat section just so we can see what's popping. Shout out to everybody in the building.
SHEABABY.
It's Monday morning, March 9th, and the phone lines is on, and I got some coffee this morning. But yeah, for real, I'm ready to play this summer. I ain't gonna hold you. Shout out to Paperboy Culture too. They dropped me off with the sweatsuit. As you can see, I got the pants on too. Good vibes from them. Shout out to them. Now, like I said, I'm ready to play this summer, man. It's time to really get outside, put a little jewelry on, not too much, because the YNs be acting up. I saw how they tried to run up on my man Kiss. So we not on it like that, but we are outside this summer.
SHEABABY.
100%. Time to get back in these streets and get it lit. That's a fact. Now, I tell you, I don't really like being outside like that because it bores me. I was outside when it counted. Just for the record, outside is boring to me. The YN's done ruined everything. It just don't feel the same. It's sort of like now I understood what my pops used to always say, you know, ain't nothing like the 70s and the 80s. Because I feel like ain't nothing like the 90s and the early 2000s. Now it's trash.
Yeah. SHEABABY.
But I'm going to get outside. Last summer I was outside. The summer before I was outside. You know how it is. You know, if you follow your boy, you already know what the vibes is. You know, in the summers, I do like, you know, the sports commentating. So they done booked your man 3 times already for the year. So I already see this summer I'm going to be outside. That's a fact. Getting them comments, too. You know what I mean? Getting them comments. Shout out to the dog pound, too. Now, I didn't get a chance to see Tone. So Tone, K Dennis, what it is? Shout out to K Dennis.
Shea baby.
Now, I didn't get a chance to see my man Tone to put the dog pound sound in, but we're gonna get to that. 100%. Shout out to Tone if Tone is watching. So, like I said, we're gonna get outside this summer. Shout out to Harlem. I'm gonna be in Harlem a lot. Now, Harlem has always been that place for me. You know, like I said, my father always had me running around Harlem as a kid. So Harlem's always been that place for me. Shout out to Harlem. I'll be out in Harlem a lot. Shout out to the Queen of Harlem too, cause they got the basketball tournament this year. I think they're giving out 180, 200,000. You know they got your boy covering everything.
Shea baby.
SOBs, I'll be in SOBs too. Saturday I will be in SOBs for those that want to pop out. I'll be hosting an event in there. Nice little boom bap event for my man. And you know, Fred the God's brother, you know, they doing the tour out there. So I will be out there hosting it. I will be on the mic. That will be Saturday.
Shea baby.
All right, so let's get into the smoke, man. The smoke is always smoking. Niggas is always smoking. You know your boy is always smoking. And I got some coffee today, so it's definitely going to be a good morning. I hope y'all like the setup. I got the dog pound up there. Get in the comments. Get in the comments. I set it up for the dog pound to be lit, to be seen. That's a fact. Shout out to everybody in the building. Let's get to it.
Shea baby.
I see Mel Bay in the building. I see my man K Dennis too. K Dennis, what it is. Yes, so we got the family in here as always. Now, like I said, I know they be acting funny on the live. But long as I see the family, I'm happy. Long as I see the family, I'm happy. All right, so let's get into it. So the weekend was the weekend, and of course we're off on the weekends, so we didn't get to cover a lot of things. So we're gonna start from here. Now your boy Ray J, man, I don't know. I think he's getting bored. I think he went from saying in the beginning that he was having heart issues, right? Now the heart issues, where's the donuts? You know, Mel, at some point we gotta get donuts on the show. I don't got no donuts this morning. No Cat Fox, what it is? Shout out to Fox, shout out to everybody pulling up. No donuts this morning, guys. No donuts. No donuts. But we are gonna get we should have donuts every morning. That's a fact. We should. All right, so I wanted to start off the morning, like I said. You know what? Let's get into this first. Blueface. Now, I have two sons. Now, when you have a son, you know, and especially if you one of them, you just, you know, like with the time, you know, out here that you know, these days with, you know, like Zesty being a good thing, which we're going to get into Dwight Howard. Because Dwight Howard, he's like Zesty of them all, you know. And this is probably why Blueface did this, because, you know, imagine, you know, like having a father or having a son, and they are Zesty, which is nothing wrong with being Zesty. Don't get me wrong. I'm not going to kill the Zesty. Ain't nothing wrong with being Zesty at all, right? But, you know, keep it real. Because, you know, when you're in the closet, especially when you have kids and you're married, and then the kid finds out with this, especially when they go to high school, it gets nasty. So that's what happened with Dwight Howard's son. But we're going to get to that. Now, this is Blueface thing. Now, Blueface, this nigga, right? This is the crazy thing. Like, Blueface, you know, he's cutting a little kid's hair. Like, if you're a mother out there and you got kids, you understand about this. You know, you don't want the father in your kid's ear so young asking them if they're Zesty. You know what I mean? That's wild. Now, this is what Blueface did. Check it out.
No. Because I don't want to.
Do they like you?
I don't want to.
Do they have a crush on you though?
No.
No girls trying to talk to you?
No.
You're not gay, are you?
No.
Why are you talking about this right now?
Hey,
Why are
we're
you-
having barbershop men talk.
No.
What do you mean?
Why are you asking dumbass shit like that?
I'm just making sure.
Okay, do you want to turn this shit the fuck off?
You be quiet. This is my son. What the fuck?
You sure?
Yeah. Am I? Should I be sure?
I don't know.
Now, let's get off the kid for a second right here. Let's get on to Jaden. You know, how is she gonna sit there and say, is he sure that this is his kid? See, this is the nasty game that women play. You know, if you're, you know, does Blueface believe that's his kid? I think so. The nigga looks just like Blueface. Look, he looks just like him. Look at the kid. Let me blow it up just a little bit. That's the kid right there. He looks just like Blueface. He looks like Blueface and hello, motherfucker. Right? That's how they look in the face. That's definitely his kid. Now, she played games with him. She'd say, are you sure that's your kid? That's disgusting work. You know what I mean? She said, move text over, Shay. How's that? Or shrink it? How's that? Shout out to the dog pound getting involved. Is that good? Talk to me, dog pound. Talk to me. Okay, that's good. Shout out to Mel Bay in the building. That's a fact. All right, so, you know, when it comes to women playing games like that, that's nasty work. Now, mothers, get in the comments if you're out there. You know, do you play games with the baby father like that? Like, come on. To have the nigga believing if the kid is his or not is disgusting. Now, I understand Blueface should not be asking no 7-year-old kid if he's zesty right now. That's crazy. That's crazy. But, you know, if I'm, you know, Jaden, you know, I understand the fact that Blueface is going a little bit too far with asking him that. But do you play? I don't want to play like that. You know, because this is 2026. We know how men are thinking about women. Women are like niggas these days, man. Women are smashing dudes. You know, women are you know, they got men feeling like they the females out here. Now, when you reverse it on them, they don't want to play. They don't even want to deal with you. They think you are, you know, you got community dick, like the women say. You know what I mean? They think you got community dick. So the moment that you act like you know that, you know, you acting like you trying to go overboard and always saying, yeah, I'm ready to bust that ass and do all of this and do all that, they think about you a certain type of way. So now women are acting like that and men are in the shell. Come on, man, we got to get out this shell with these women. It's time to reverse it and go back to the 80s and 90s and start thugging these women out. It's time to start thugging these women out. We can't allow them to go no further with this. Now, Jaden, she's running her mouth, acting crazy. I think she got 2 kids with him, I think, right? So, of course she feels comfortable in the way she's running her mouth. She feels real comfortable because she knows that he ain't going nowhere. He's in the crib cutting the kid's hair with another bitch pregnant, and she's at the crib, and he got, I see him running around with shorty from Long Island, from New York, the rapper chick. So let's keep it real. You know what I mean? Blueface is definitely doing his thing out here. And he's still around. And she said on one of her shows last week that no matter who the baby mother is, she's still going to sleep with him. So you know that whole circle is too toxic for me. You know, these women are telling nigga the kid ain't his, this, that, and the third. Man, you know that kid is his. You know that kid is his. Let me see what Mel Bay said. Shout out to the dog pound. She said, damn, I can't even see it right there. This is why it was hard for me to do that. He's splashing and everything. That's a fact now. He's definitely splashing and everything. Well, I mean, for him, why not? These chicks is, you know, because look, once you know, like even like a Stephon Diggs, a Offset, like this is in the open that these niggas is splashing and everything. And these women are still allowing them to splash in them. So, you know, it is what it is. Mel Bay said she need a nigga to be on her body. Men definitely in the shell pop out. Now, Mel, men are in the shell, yes. Because it's just how, you know, like Sexy Red got the new song out. You want me to play it? You want me to play it? This is what got, this is what's driving the world nasty right now, Mel. This is why. This is what's killing the game right now. This is why men are like this, Mel, right now. This is why. Because it's songs like this. These are the chicks what they riding around in the cars. They on the corners drinking, smoking, listening to. Y'all niggas done women, y'all done thought these niggas out, man. Y'all done thought these niggas out. And that's just, I mean, it is what it is. What we gonna do? Y'all done thought these niggas out. And tell me, all the thotties out there, this ain't y'all anthem right here, right now. This is what y'all are doing right now. This is why the man. Now tell me I ain't right, ladies. Tell me I ain't right. How we gonna have a chance out here in the game where y'all riding around with to the thotty music all day? How? What happened to back in the day? See, women in the 90s, in the early 2000s, they was riding around. In the 80s, R&B music, they was in love. Now y'all are riding around the thought music. Y'all are just straight thotting us out. The game has been reversed. That's crazy. And I think it's not fair to men right now, too. Because some niggas is like tired of just straight smashing. They ready to settle down, but they can't even do that. Now, you think it's cool. You know, I talked to a friend of mine the other day. He's talking about the day naps. And the day naps is the worst ones to find. These chicks are just trying to go out with 1,000 niggas, go out, have 1,000 meals, and just straight up dot niggas out. Getting them comments, dog pound, what we doing? You know what I'm saying? Let's talk about it. That's what they doing out there, man. Like Sexy Red said, if you want it, if you want it. That's what I'm saying. If you want it, if you want it. Yeah. All right, let's get into the smoke, man. The smoke is always the smoke. All right, Ray J, let's keep it on the zestiness. Now, this nigga right here, I don't know if he's bored. I don't know if he sees that he's not streaming as much as he wanted to. You know, he's not, you know, he don't have no music out. You know, he didn't beat nobody up. He didn't shoot nobody. He can't get in the reels no more. Now the niggas are admitting that he's gay as Zesty. Sorry, y'all. This is crazy. Check it out. Come on, Ray.
See me anytime they want, nigga. Shout out to the gay agency, nigga. Did I just come out of the what? Closet? Shit, I been out the closet, nigga. Nigga. I been out that motherfucker. Nobody give a fuck about no closet. On the dead homies, bro. Shout out to the motherfucking gay agency, nigga.
Come on, man. Once I saw that, right, I'm like, damn, I can't believe nothing in these reels now. I can't believe nothing in these reels now. They going that far now is even saying that they zesty. Now understand. Remember what Ray J said. Ray J said months ago, if the gay agency found out that he was zesty, this could ruin everything. Because the zesty world, they want you to admit it. They don't like in the closet people. You're not true to the culture if you're in the closet. They're looking for niggas to admit at all times that they are zest. So Ray J said they didn't have a problem working with him because he was doing something for them, for their culture. But then they told Ray that if we find out that you're zesty, this ruins everything because you go against what we believe in. So this could ruin Ray J, if you ask me. The agency might go against Ray. He said this 6 months ago. Michelle was in the comments. Michelle was laughing because she was saying the agency is the funniest shit ever. And it is. And it is. I feel bad for Ray. I think Ray is tripping. He said his heart was failing, now this. He said his heart was failing, now this. What's worse, the heart failing or admitting that you're zesty? I don't know. It's sort of the same level. And Ray J's playing a game that nobody want to play, and it's full of lies, and I don't know what to believe anymore. I don't think Ray J's zesty. I think he's lying. We saw that he said asses are being taken with the Diddy situation. So if you're zesty, Ray, where's your ass taken? Because you hung out with Diddy a lot. Diddy's your guy. So if Diddy's your guy and Diddy going to jail for being zesty, and you're now admitting that you're zesty, let's play it again, man. Let's play it again. This is crazy.
Come see me anytime they want, nigga. Shout out to the agency, nigga. Did I just come out of the what? Closet? Shit, I been out the closet, nigga. Nigga. I been out that motherfucker. Nobody give a fuck about no closet. I'm the dead homies, bro. Shout out to the motherfucking agency, nigga.
See? He said shout out to the agency, but he just admitted it. So which one is it, Ray? Are you zesty or not? Because now niggas is going to be asking Ray this in the interview, Ray. It's like you brought on a problem that niggas is going to ask you about. Now, does Ray tell the truth? I don't know. Ray might say that I was only playing, you know, it was for the views. You know, that's nothing to play with. That's his one wish. That's his one wish, Mel? Probably. It's just, you know, I don't know why you would play like that just for some views. I don't. I really don't. All right, we moving along. Papoose. Papoose gets crazy. He went wild on 50. Now, a lot of people in the comments is saying they sick of this. You know, they're sick of 50 Cents, the Papoose verses. I'm like, yo, listen, this is old, finished business with Papoose and 50 Cents. These two niggas been at this. This ain't new. This ain't new. This is good smoke, if you ask me. I know the people, see the comments on Instagram, even, you know, everything on YouTube. You know, I be reading it sometimes. But I know what the problem is with y'all niggas. Y'all just want to see niggas get shot and stabbed up and all of this, unalived and everything. I know how nasty y'all are in these comments. It's crazy. You know, instead of saying, no, those are good bars, I respect it, it's hip-hop. I see the hate in the comments. But check it out, he did go off though.
G-Unit sneakers, had the shirt to match, cause after Get Rich or Die Trying, your every verse was whack. Mad cause Diddy hit your chick. You a jerk for that. Diddy clapped them cheeks so loud, the neighbors heard the slap. That's why you made that documentary, you was hurt from that. And if it wasn't for M, you'll be looking for a purse to snatch. Bought your girl a wig, then you told her to return it back.
That's a fact. See, I like that. There's nothing wrong with none of that, man. That's good fire right there. Now, I don't know why the people in the comments are always hating. There's some miserable bastards out there, man. Miserable. Now, I talked to a guy last night, right? He's telling me about these guys, and I'm just like, yo, listen, I don't really watch none of these niggas. I don't care. I don't. Everybody's got their own lanes. Everybody's doing what they doing. Like I said, a nigga may have 1 million views on YouTube, getting to it. Don't get me wrong, paying his bills, doing everything. 1 million views on Instagram. But are these niggas getting booked? Are people bringing them to events? Do these niggas have contracts? Don't talk to me about no YouTube views, because that shit is all fake. I don't care about none of that. If you can't show the sponsors and you can't show the working for other companies that pay you for it, don't talk to me. And that's real. Because that's what your boy's doing, man. Because that's the whole thing about being on these, behind these screens. What you think? You think it's supposed to be sitting in here, you know, doing YouTube news all day? No, I do this 3 days a week because I like doing it. This is not what I do. Yeah. This YouTube shit is, when I wake up in the morning, create reels and do all of that, that's because I like doing it. But little do you know, being on this internet, being behind this mic, this shit just leads up to anything. You could be I could be in a movie with 50 Cent next week. You don't know this. You gotta remember the nigga I work for own movie companies. Shout out to the Gottis, man. Irv and Chris Gotti and Lance Stevenson and them shooting movies. I could be in a movie with them. I haven't even got that far yet. That's the difference. That's why I said don't talk to me about these niggas, man. Please. All right, so one more thing before we get into Dwight Howard, because Dwight Howard is the reason we're here. This guy right here. Now, I don't know too much about this nigga, right? But he says something online about Jay-Z, right? That pissed Jay-Z off. I guess Jay-Z blocked him, unfollowed him. You know, Jay-Z's not rocking with him. Now, he looks like some political nigga that Jay-Z rocks with. Now, you know Jay-Z's to the next level. You know what I mean? You know Jay-Z's to the next level. So he knows a different type. His conversations ain't the same as the regular niggas. Let's keep it real. So I don't know who this guy is too much on him. You know what I mean? But he apologized to Jay-Z for leaking the conversation that him and Jay-Z had. Check it out. It was crazy.
I remember once when Kanye posted publicly a text exchange between us that was private. And I was hurt by that. And I'm thinking about that because I've done the same thing to Jay-Z. No, I didn't publicly post a text, but I talked about a private exchange between us that should have remained between us, as it has for the last 20 some odd years. So I want to apologize to him here. Why am I doing it here and not to him directly? Because the old black people said, where you get it is where you get it. Where you messed up is where you fess up. And that's what I'm doing. What was his main disagreement? Look, first of all, it wasn't a call. It was a text. That's what we do. We text about geopolitics. We text about The Godfather and a myriad of topics. That is what our habit is. His main disagreement, when I compared Kendrick in his line, Not Like Us, to Trump in his trying to distinguish himself from others who weren't, basically that was a faulty kind of comparison. One is a rapper. The other is a far more sinister force. And he said, this is what rappers do. They look at the vulnerabilities of and insecurities of their opponent and they exploit them. Why would he know that? Because he conducted one of the most famous rap battles in the history of the art form. And so I mischaracterized him. He said, it ain't that serious. He wasn't vigorously disagreeing with me. It's not like he called me and said that. And even on the text, he literally said, it's not that serious. So I want to apologize to him. And the reason I clarified my position in the first place is because he made that distinction between Trump and Kendrick that I wanted to make clear that I completely understood and did not intend. So God bless you all on this morning. Rest in peace, Reverend Jesse Jackson. Jay-Z, my sincerest apologies.
Now, like I said, you know, just by the look of that dude's face, you know, these are different conversations and a different type. Shout out to the Tunnel Radio, what it is, over there on Facebook. I see y'all, my boy. So, like, if you can see, that guy looks like a different type of conversation. Now, Jay-Z, I don't know what exactly the conversation that he leaked with Jay-Z. Now, he said the conversation was of something with the, you know, knowing about the hip-hop's opponent. See, this is this nigga right here trying to get in the mix, trying to show and prove that he has conversations with Jay-Z. So he picked the wrong thing to leak. He thought it was gonna go viral because he's talking about the battle with Nas and all of this stuff, and he knows how to dissect everything. Bro, Jay-Z lost that. That's why he's tight. You bringing up something that he lost. He don't want to talk about that battle with Nas. Nas put him in the trunk. That's why he's mad at you, bro. You're leaking information that you don't want to talk about no more. You know, it's like getting knocked out in school. You think you want to, like, you know, like it's 20 years later. You keep talking about me getting knocked out in junior high school. I don't want to talk about that no more, fam. That's over. Got knocked out in 88. Now you keep talking about it. We in 2026. That's that conversation that Jay-Z's probably mad at him. You're bringing up something that I took an L in. Nasty work, fam. Sometimes you gotta stop being a groupie out there. All these niggas. It's just crazy. All right, we moving smoothly. Dwight Howard. Yeah, the new setup is crazy. I ain't gonna lie. Shout out to the people that... Brian, what it is, my boy? Shout out to Brian in the building. So, Dwight Howard. Now, if I'm Dwight Howard, right? I don't know what I would do at this point. Because, you know, you got your son. Morning to you, my boy. We here, got some coffee. I know you on the road. You probably got 100,000 in the back of the truck making moves. I see you, my boy.
SHEABABY.
So, Dwight Howard, that's why he's on the cover of the thumbnail. Now, if I'm him, right, this is what you don't want to be. He's going to be in the Hall of Fame. The nigga, you know, there was years that he, you know, he got a ring, couple rings. There was years that he was killing in the NBA. You know, this is Dwight Howard. We know this. So, you know, what you don't want is to have all that success, you know, married 2 or 3 times, you know, then, you know, like all of the zesty stuff starts coming out about you. This is what you don't want. And it happened to him. It happened to him so bad that the baby mothers went, you know, went crazy on him, started running their mouth about him being zesty, talking about the Transformers more than Measty Eyes. Them guys, Transformers. Matter of fact, let's get to that. You know, I always like to play that when we're in a zone so we know what we're talking about here. Because, you know, this is what really got Dwight Howard looking bad in the streets. This is the reason. Shout out to Niche in the building. So, so, as we all know, Dwight Howard likes the Transformers. But yesterday, it was hell for him. His baby, his ex-wife, which was the cheerleader at the Orlando Magic, and the son that they had when she was playing on the Magic, jumps on the live and starts killing him about Zesty talk. This is crazy. I got it, y'all. I got the smoke for it. This is wild, man. I think it starts with... I think it starts right here. Let's talk about it.
So you guys know how last night I told you guys about how the wife of Dwight Howard came out and said that he was like putting her in some type of dangerous situations. There was like CPS situations involved and stuff. And then Royce Reed, the, you know, you know her from Basketball Wives, but she's the baby mom of him who has been speaking out against him, you know, and even going as far as, you know, the situation with her son, you know, I don't even want to say it on YouTube, but if you guys know, you know, she said that was his fault because he had these wild parties, I guess, like, you know, FOs or whatever, like Diddy. And the son ended up exposed to stuff he wasn't supposed to be seen. So that was actually Dwight Howard's fault as well, you know. And then you guys know all the allegations he has surrounding him. So this is not really, probably allegedly, a good man, you know, just from what we're hearing. Anyways, Dwight Howard and Royce Reed's son just came and broke his silence. That's what he had to say.
Dang. But my mama crazy. My side of the family crazy. I'm crazy. My sister crazy. My brother crazy. You feel me? But hey, you know what I'm saying? I hope, you know, you getting the help you need. But I told y'all, man. My mama did too, especially. But it gets to a point, you gotta learn to deal with certain things as you get older, bro. But, hey, man, that's something right there I will never do. But you got it, bro. I've been known. Oh, man. Hey, dang. But my mama crazy.
Alright, so that's what he had to say. And then the caption said, I really hope you're getting the help you need, Dad. But this other stuff you doing, gotta stop. So I'm just trying to figure out what is going on with the CPS stuff and the kids. Because y'all not saying nothing. Like, what's happening here, you know? And she's crying, you know, the wife's crying about not wanting to leave the marriage. But, you know, she has to protect the minors. And I'm like, what? If y'all don't tell me what's going on with these kids, you know, like they're being vague about it, which I guess, you know, you had to protect them, but is something happening with the kid? Anyway, and then she said that did they take the daughter? Or so Royce Reed, she says this, because after, you know, Amy Luciani said this stuff like that, I'm going to play it. Royce Reed had this to say.
Until you do right by me, it's always been about the kids, bitch. It's always been about the kids. Now you want to speak? I'm still blocked up, so I can't see what the fuck you're saying. But now you want to speak because he brought you into it? Girl! It's everybody else's fault? Wow! So you just don't think any of us fell for the antics either, right? None of us fell for the narcissism. Are you fucking crazy, Amy? Amber? What is it? Like, are you serious right now? You called me crazy, right? You said I was jealous. You said I wanted him. When it's always been about the damn kids. And now you want to sit here and cry and sit here and be like, it's because of what everybody else did to him. No! It's because of what he does to people. Shit! I was just fucking first. I was collateral damage. Let's call Royce crazy. And people will believe it because I'm baby Jesus. Girl, shut up.
All right, so then she posts this, you know, who's laughing? This is sad AF. These kids never should have been in his custody, and she knew that. Look at the past. She allowed it. She condoned it. She participated in it. Now, I will say there were all these rumors and allegations going on, and everybody's like, why are you marrying this guy? What is wrong with you? You know, and she did it anyway, which women do, but, you know, if something's happening with these kids, then she definitely has to take accountability, you know, not that she did it. You know, I'm not saying she's guilty, and if she leaves, then that's good, you know. I'm glad she's standing up and speaking out, so I'm not saying that. But anyway, crying now because she caught him lying on her is selfish AF. If it was about the kids, she would have opened her damn mouth a long time ago instead of leaving them for weeks to fend for themselves while you went on trips overseas. This girl, the last girl, the one before that called me crazy. This girl, the last girl, the one before that called me a liar. I guess this is a poem. This girl, the last girl, the one before that called me bitter. This girl, the last girl, the one before that laughed at my downfall and threw their dreams in my face as mine turned into nightmares. Now I'm expected to be the bigger person. I'm 5'2". Nah, I'm reclaiming my time. She says, y'all can kiss my A with the you shouldn't gloat. Why are you laughing at someone's downfall? You should have been quiet. BS. No one is laughing. This is about children. Y'all sound like Trump with the you know what files. Tell me, please, when it is the right time to scream, I told you so when children are in danger. Get the F out of here with the bullshit. So yeah, that is what she had
to know me. You know I am so prideful and so private. It hurt me so bad to have to even protect myself in this type of way. But my marriage has landed me in a very dangerous position. My stepdaughter was just taking my CPS because of her father. CPS and the police have been here 3 times in less than 3 months, and I stood in it with my husband, even though I was scared for my own self. Whatever he wanted me to say, whatever it was, I'm thinking this is my husband. I had everybody around me saying, even after I tried to divorce him the first time, everybody around me says, you can't leave your husband this soon. You said through sickness, through health, through
Patricia, what
you
it
said
is?
through good or bad. That's why I came back, but this is going way too far. But it's not even about me, it's about the kids. The stuff that I have to go through with the kids, I have to be witnesses to. I'm at the police at the house. They ask me questions. I don't know how do I lie for my husband. I've never been married before. I'm in love with my husband. I don't want him to get in trouble, so of course I'll be his alibi, but this is going way too far. And now I'm getting mixed all in this. I have been with this man for 14 months. I cannot ruin my entire life for something that this person is doing. I just cannot do it. I tried to get so much help. I asked for counseling in our marriage. We went through 2 different counselors. When I say I love my husband, I don't want to leave my husband, but the positions he keeps putting me in, and it's all over nothing. I keep telling people he needs some help, y'all. I live with him. This is not him. This is not Dwight. This is trauma. This is everything he's been through, but just not the kids. I have to advocate for the kids. And I can't go down for what he's doing. So they took our daughter. And I'm just sitting there like, do I speak up? Do I be quiet? What do I do? But I caught this man. I caught this man forcing our 12-year-old son to cover for him, his son, to cover for him. He had him lying. I recorded it. He was coaching our son to lie on me, and I had to record it. And it's this shit. I try to tell everybody he needs some help, and ain't nobody wanna fucking listen because he got the money. I kept saying, whatever, y'all don't understand. I live with him. He needs some help. And this is it. This is what I'm fucking losing my fucking marriage to. This shit right here. I told everybody,
that's crazy.
Y'all gotta help him.
Wow.
He is spiraling. I'm in here with him. I'm trying to love him through it. I was gonna run out the door. I was gonna leave him.
That's
but
crazy.
Everybody told me, don't leave him. He's struggling. I stayed, but not this year. We got the police involved. CPS, you're lying on me. You making up alibis. You got our son, my stepson, lying. And thank God I recorded it. And he innocent in this, but you said just to protect yourself, you would take anybody out, including me, and I can't let you do it no more. I don't want to share the dirty secrets. I don't want to go out like how everybody else did.
So what do you think of this? Drop your comments below, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more videos from Empress Radio. All right, bye.
Okay, so as you can see, it's bad for Dwight. It's nasty for Dwight. Now, the question is, where does Dwight go from here? I don't know. I can't answer this for Dwight. You know, his son turned on him, jumped on the line, and said, this shit got to stop. He said it got to stop. So now, once the kid get involved, like Dwight, you might as well come clean, man. Just go all the way, man. Go get you a nice little transformer and marry him. Because all this behind the closet stuff, you keep getting knocked. See, you can't play with Zesty people because they record stuff, because, they want proof of the zest. They gonna go extra hard. You know how women do that to be seen? You know how, like, a woman want to be seen, make sure you ain't got no girls. They want to be seen, right? That's what a Zesty, Transformer, and them type of people do. Because they want you to come out the closet. Stop being in the closet with them. They don't want to be there.
Shea baby.
So you're gonna get caught every single time, Dwight. It's crazy. And you're Dwight Howard at that. Now, I can understand if you was a regular working ass nigga that, that nobody knows your face. You could be on the down low. They could, then you might get away with that. But not being Dwight Howard, cuz, and you're 7 feet tall and you got red dreads like you are Rich the Kid. Get him out of here, man. Yeah.
Shea baby.
Pack him the fuck up. He's done. That's a fact. It's over for Dwight Howard, man. It's time to really stand up, man. It's a wrap, man. I don't know what he's gonna do. He tried to go overseas, play ball. He could move to Japan, where niggas don't speak English, but social media is bigger over there, bro.
Shea
they got
baby.
billions of people over there. Billions, Dwight. Yeah. So go think you gonna go play ball somewhere in China. They gonna see you and be like, what the fuck? Oh, that's Zesty? Zesty Transformer? What the Transformer? And all that. They're gonna know.
Shea baby.
At this point, you can't go nowhere. It's over for you, Dwight. You killed that. You destroyed it. The kids turned on you, fam. The kids turned on you. Let me see what they saying in the comments. Shout out to Brian. Yeah, he's a weirdo, man.
Shea baby.
A weirdo. Now, Fox, we on tomorrow morning. We're going to talk about this tomorrow because, I know you got a lot to say about the Dwight, man, because the Dwight, that's your boy. He got on the Lakers outfit. He's a Laker. The Magic don't want him. He's a Laker.
Shea baby.
They told her don't marry him. I know, Patricia. They told her not to marry him. She did it anyway. She did it anyway. She went for the bread. Now she tried to blow him up with the cocaine. All these niggas is in the Diddy party. She pulled out that big bag of cocaine. That shit was crazy. Look, let me bring it back. She pulled out the big bag of cocaine. Look, let me see if I can get to it. Let me see if I can get to it. Hold on.
So you guys know how last night I told you guys about how the wife of Dwight Howard came out and said that he was like putting her in some type of dangerous situations. It was like
I don't know if I could be able to go
involved.
back to all of that. But yeah, she pulled out the big Ziploc bag of cocaine. Come on, she's at that point, she done blew everything up. They might kick the Dwight Howard door in, man. That was a nice bag of, it's not like she pulled out bud where it's legal. That's like showing the gun on live, the cocaine. That's crazy. They coming for Dwight.
Shea baby.
I'm really mad at her if I'm Dwight. Went online, started trying to blow me up. My son did this. After my son did this, you gonna go on live crying like this, showing a big bag of cocaine. Now, this is crazy.
Shea baby.
What are we doing here? I feel bad for Dwight. Dwight's in a bad position, y'all. He's in a bad position, man. Yeah, they packed you out for being zesty. They told her not to marry him. The new Dennis Rodman. No, ball game. Dwight Howard is worse than Dennis Rodman. Dennis Rodman admitted that he was bi. He said this when he was talking to dating Madonna. You can't compare this clown to no Dennis Rodman. Dennis Rodman got 4 or 5 rings. Icon. They pay him to go out to North Korea to play 5-on-5 basketball. The nigga kidnaps him for 2 weeks. You cannot compare Dennis Rodman to this goofy. That's bottom line. Dennis Rodman would be real mad, ball game, if he heard you say that, man. This guy right here is unbelievable, Dwight Howard. I know he's feeling some type of way. His son jumped online. That's bad, man. Now, what Dwight could do is my fault, my hand hit the button 3 times. What Dwight could do now is he could come out and he could just say, you know what, this is me. I think that's the right thing for the nigga to do at this point. Because everybody already knows Dwight. The tranny came out and said, the transformer came out and showed the proof of the text messages and you cash apping this nigga money. How you cash apping niggas money? What type of zesty movements are you on, Dwight Howard? God granted you with a gift to play basketball, and this is what you do? Come out the closet. Just say it. Just so you don't keep looking like a goofy. Like the other nigga, right? That played NBA, right? John Collins, I think his name is. He came out and said he was zesty. Nobody even talks about him no more. Okay, good, fine. Go in that world. Go enjoy it. Good luck with it. But nobody talks about him. You got these women out here crying and your kids on the internet. Once you say it and come out with it, they gotta go live their own life now. Now these niggas is getting famous off you being zest, and these are your kids. This is your blood. These are your seeds. You nutted in these women. Now the mother that was a cheerleader for Orlando Magic, you got to stop fronting so much. Because you got that job for a reason. When you signed up to be an Orlando Magic cheerleader, right? Your main goal was, I'm going to get on with one of these niggas. This was the whole point of doing this, right? What you thought you was, one of these break dancers in the 90s that thought that they were, you know, that they just was an excellent dancer. No, you was a girl that was a little black cutie. She said, I could get into the Orlando Magic. I know how to dance, but I ain't going to be able to dance for 30 years. You had a game plan, and you executed. It's just little did you know that he was willing to take on any woman to cover up the zest. You were a token baby mother. You was just there to hide everything. You was involved in the threesomes. Because remember somebody said that about you. I forgot who it was. A person came out on YouTube and said they saw you engage in these things with him. We saw when you was on Vlad TV. We heard your story. Don't forget, SBTV News been out here for 2 years. Consistently. I covered this already. We saw what you did, ma. You went for the bread and it backfired. Which 90% happens to all of these chicks. Don't y'all know y'all are negative energy? It's like light the sage in the air and shake it around. These are y'all, man. And these niggas fall for it every time. So you got niggas with y'all, all your NBA, baseball, football players, rappers. They got all these niggas around y'all, right? They all smoking weed, spending up the money in Gucci and Burberry and all of this shit. Spending up all your money, but none of these niggas is doing research on these chicks that make that niggas spend this child support money. Yo, you want to get tricked on every time we go in the mall? You want to get the new sneakers? Like you want to look like me? Get a nigga a job. Tell this nigga do research on these bitches, man. Do a background check on her. Let me see how many hearts she done broke in the past 6 months. Let me see how many lies she done told. You know, dig deep on this chick. Don't let her just walk in and get all the money. Respect your talent. These niggas are not respecting their talent. God gave you a talent, you just throwing it away with a thought. Nasty, man. Now, Dwight Howard, you deserve everything for this. Because you were zesty the whole time and you used her as a token model to hide the zest. You know what I mean? This is why this is happening to you. Because you was never in love with her. You didn't even care about her. This is crazy. Shout out to Hendo. He says R.I.P. to Big. That's a fact. But that's real. I think today was the day. Today's the day Biggie passed. That's crazy. I gotta look that up. But yeah, you know that this is not what what niggas thought that we would be left with Dwight Howard. I didn't think that this is where I was going to be left with at the end of, when I think of a nigga like Dwight Howard. I feel like he ruined the legacy of, once they put him in the Hall of Fame, get him out of here. Get him out of here. Now, the other nigga that admitted it for the NBA, Collins, nobody cares about him. He's not going in the Hall of Fame. He was a role player averaging 2.6 points a game. He's nobody. So he could get away with that. Actually, he coaches, I think, on one of the teams. They got to keep him around. They put him with the Warriors, the zesty state of them all. And that's San Francisco. So yes, it gets real dangerous out there for Dwight Howard from here on out because the media is going to eat this nigga alive, pause. You got to say that after him. You got to. But this is what he did. He did it to himself. The bomb was stuck. Yeah, but he did it to himself. All right, let's get into the smoke. Now, Rihanna. Now, I don't know what's the real story about this, because this is crazy, but why would someone shoot up Rihanna's house just out of nowhere? Now, Rihanna and A$AP Rocky, they don't really bother nobody. They're not really in, like, all of the news of, running their mouth towards people and stuff like that. Nah, really, they be chilling. They got their little babies, spending up to $1 billion. You know what I mean? Harlem nigga getting the money. That's all I see is a Harlem nigga getting to the money. But out of nowhere last night, somebody decides to shoot the club up. Bling ring. What's that? What you mean, ball game? Somebody decides to shoot the club up. Who was this? Who would do what? Who has the audacity to do something like this? Now check it out. I got the footage of when they was in the outside the crib. I think this is it right here. Look.
Like Tesla, she's one of the right.
Crazy. So that was the footage of them in front of Rihanna's house last night. Now, I got the little coverage of it too. They're gonna let us know exactly what happened. Check it out.
What would you do if a quiet afternoon suddenly turned into a major security scare? That's exactly the situation authorities in Beverly Hills are now investigating after reports that several shots were fired toward Rihanna's home while she was inside. According to law enforcement sources cited by multiple outlets, a woman drove near the property and discharged rounds from her vehicle before being taken into custody shortly after. The good news, Rihanna is reported to be safe. But the situation raises several questions. What exactly happened outside the property? Who was the woman involved? And how did authorities respond so quickly? Because the timeline of events is more complex than it first appeared. According to publicly available information and reports from law enforcement sources, the incident happened on Sunday afternoon in Beverly Hills, an area known for its high level of residential security and celebrity homes. Authorities say a woman believed to be around 30 years old drove up near the property and fired several rounds from her vehicle in the direction of the home. At this stage, officials have not publicly confirmed a motive, and investigators are still reviewing the situation. What we do know is that Rihanna was reportedly inside the residence at the time, though she was not harmed, and within minutes, police were already responding. But here's the part that surprised many observers. The situation was contained extremely quickly. Law enforcement sources say officers rushed to the location shortly after the reports came in. The suspect was taken into custody without further incident, which prevented the situation from escalating. Authorities are now conducting a standard investigation process. That includes reviewing evidence, speaking with potential witnesses, and determining why the woman approached the property in the first place. Investigators are also working to confirm details about who else may have been at the residence at the time. Public reports note that Rihanna shares the home with her family, including her partner and their children. However, officials have not confirmed who else was present during the incident, and that uncertainty is part of why the investigation remains active. So if the suspect was quickly detained, what happens next? The answer depends on what investigators uncover. When incidents like this occur near a private residence, investigators typically focus on several key questions. First, intent. Authorities need to determine whether the act was random, targeted, or connected to another situation. Second, background information about the suspect. This can include prior incidents, possible disputes, or other relevant context that might explain the behavior. And third, security footage and physical evidence. Homes in Beverly Hills often have extensive camera coverage, which could help authorities reconstruct exactly what happened. For now, officials have not publicly shared those findings. And that's why many details are still developing. But incidents like this also highlight something many people forget about celebrity life. Even global superstars deal with very real security challenges. High-profile artists and public figures often rely on multiple layers of protection, including private security teams, controlled property access, and coordination with local authorities. These systems are designed specifically to handle unexpected situations quickly and safely. In this case, the fast response from law enforcement helped ensure that no one was injured and the situation was contained. Still, the investigation continues as officials work to understand the full story behind what happened. And that leads to an important question. So while the situation was brought under control quickly, why are investigators still carefully examining every detail? Because incidents like this often involve more than the first reports reveal. Authorities are now working through the standard investigative process. According to publicly available information, this includes collecting evidence, reviewing surveillance footage, and documenting the exact sequence of events. In neighborhoods like Beverly Hills, properties are typically surrounded by multiple security cameras, gated entrances, and monitored access points. That means investigators may have several different angles to review in order to understand how the suspect approached the area and what happened next. Officials are also expected to evaluate whether the individual acted alone and whether there was any prior connection to the location. At this point, police have not released a confirmed motive, and it remains unclear what led up to the incident. That uncertainty is one reason authorities tend to move carefully before sharing additional information. But beyond the investigation itself, the story quickly spread online for another reason. It highlighted how quickly situations involving public figures can become major headlines. When something happens near the home of a globally recognized artist like Rihanna, the story can travel across the internet in minutes. Social media, entertainment outlets, and news platforms all begin reporting updates almost immediately. While that rapid coverage helps keep the public informed, it can also mean that early reports sometimes contain limited information, while officials are still gathering facts. That's why many details in situations like this are described using cautious language, such as reportedly, according to sources, or based on early reports. It allows journalists to share what is known without drawing conclusions before the investigation is complete. And in this case, one detail...
So, see, that was the AI voice thing, right? But those are the people that's breaking the things down, what was going on in the house, around everything. I don't know. I seen somebody in the comments say this is some ASAP Rocky shit. Nah, these are just stands. What are stands? These are the shit from back in the days where, remember Eminem stand? This is what these are. These are fan-ass niggas just trying to do stuff, trying to get on, trying to be known. But now you're going to jail. Now you going to jail, my nigga. And they saying that this was a female. Come on, man. What is this? Now, if it's a female, it's kind of, they're going to let us know what all this was about. But it's hard to say, like, goddamn, a chick? What was she thinking about? I don't even know. Like, what would possess you to go to a billionaire's house, like they don't have cameras, let off a shot at the house, and then run off? This is the shit like that what happened with Drake's house, when they did the same thing to Drake's house. Remember? In Canada. He had to sell the crib after that. The shit we got flooded and everything after that. Remember all of that? Crazy. So I don't know what, ASAP Rocky's a Harlem nigga. You let off at the crib, now Rihanna, we up out of here. $1 billion, you move the next day, probably. You don't even wait. Don't even pack up everything. We'll send niggas to get everything. They probably in the new crib already. Because I'm out. I don't want, that's dangerous. I'm not comfortable no more. Who want to leave their crib, but damn. That's dangerous, especially when you got money. It's like they got numerous houses. They probably went to another house. Stay there for a little while. Cause that's that gotta die down. I don't even know if you can go back there right now. Cause LA is nasty. The New York niggas want to go out there and get left in LA is crazy. They don't want that to happen, man. Yeah, ASAP definitely in her ear right now. Let her know what's the next move. That's a fact. I will see y'all tomorrow. Me and Fox will be on. Fox, what it is. See you tomorrow. We're going to continue to talk about a lot of this stuff and some new things coming on to the platform. Good morning. Hope everybody enjoys the beginning of the week. It's just the beginning. It's all right. We're going to get through this and we're going to, get to where we're going. 100%. All right. I love y'all. See y'all tomorrow morning, 10:30. Later.
Welcome to the VIP section.
J baby y'all. 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 Shape, baby, 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 y'all.
The vibes. Make sure you